Hello and welcome to all in this video lectures series on C programming. We are discussing a concept of arrays. In previous video session, we have seen what is a need of an array. Why to use this array there, right? So let us recall the same example. Suppose we want to create a student's database, and in this student's database, if say I'm going to store only the serial number of a student. When I'm dealing with only one student, simple, I'm going to declare int x1 as my variable, which is going to hold the serial number for one student. Suppose I'm dealing with 5 different students, then integer x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. In short, to handle this 5 different students serial number, I am supposed to declare this 5 different variables. Okay. Now, when the data is limited, no problem, I can declare this variable and directly I can assign a value to it. But consider a situation where I am dealing with a huge amount of data. For example, if I want to store the serial number of 100 different students, right? Then how we are going to, or how we are supposed to proceed for this? The int x1, x2 up to x100, right? So theoretically speaking, it's fine. Even during say dealing with what we call the writing a program, I can declare these variables, right? So when we are talking about the declaration and declaration of this variable and all these things, it seems to be like a simple one. That means simple, declare the 100 different variables. But practically when I'm going to implement it, it look like a tedious job. Tedious job in the sense just write each and every variable and assign a value. So instead of this, when I'm dealing with a multiple variables having same data type, the same I can write specifically for this simple integer x of 100. So this declaration becomes very simple. And what will happen? So x of 0 is the first variable, x of 1 is the second variable, x of 2 is the third variable. In this way, the last variable is what? X of 99. So in this way, automatically within this say simplified declaration, all the 100 variables are get automatically initialized. Right. So it is say theoretically as well as practically seems to be simple as compared to the this approach. Now the important thing, say I'm going to declare this int x, int this x and int this x here, right? Everywhere x is common, your data type is common, but what is the meaning of each and every declaration is totally different. As we have declared only integer x, this x is considered as a variable. As the x is defined along with simple brackets, so simple bracket represent what? X is simple one function, and whenever the variable is followed with a square bracket, it is considered as what? Simple one array, right? And what is array? Array is basically collection of data elements having same data type. Right. So what it indicates? Simple. The moment at which I am going to declare int x of say 5, no doubt total 5 elements are there with me, and all these elements are having data type as a integer. Suppose I am going to declare float of y, say float y of 5. What it indicate? Y is an array which is going to hold the 5 different values, and all these values are what? These are basically the floating point values. If I am going to declare say character a of 5, what it indicate? Total I am going to hold 5 different characters. Okay, so there is no any number or no any floating point value. So again, just what is an array? Array is basically a collection of data elements having the same data type. It's not like that. One value is 1, second is 1.2 and third is a. We can't say this as an array. Why? Because the data type of 1 is different, 1.2 is different and a is different. We can say this as an array. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 like this, because all these values are what? Integer, or 1.0, 1.2, 1.23. These are what? The floating point values. Or say A, B, C. These are what? Simple my character. These all are what? Array, but this is not an array. Right? And what is its syntax? Simple return type. name of array and size, like integer x of 5, float y of 5, and character 0 of 5. So in first, x is an array which is going to hold the 5 elements and all are having the data type as an integer. In second, y is an array which is going to hold the 5 different values and the data type for all is a float. And in third, z is an array which is going to hold the 5 different characters. Right? So this is about some basics of the array. So in this video, we are now going to talk about some programming, the processing of the array. Program to add elements of an array. Right? So what we are going to do, the first of all, we are going to consider one integer array. Right? Then the second step is what? Simple assign, or I can say store values in array. Then we have to do the addition. Simple perform addition of all elements. Right? So to do the same, the first step as discussed, just declare one integer array. Say I am going to deal with 5 elements. So for that x of 5, so I will say this is my first array. Then store a value. Then using the loop control statement. Okay, say for I is equal to 0, I should be less than 5, I plus plus. I am going to assign a value here using the scanf function. So scanf %d ampersand x of I. Because we have seen whenever we are going to store any say value in an array, the by default the first subscript is always 0. The index value for first element should be, or it's not like any other value. The first element is always get stored at the index value as a 0, right? So the moment at which I am going to declare this kind of say the array generated with x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3 and x of 4, right? And the moment at which I am going to say execute this scanf function, right? So initially I is equal to 0, x of I, say my first element I will say as my 5, second element, now the value of I is get incremented by 1, say 3, 2, 1, 4, like this. Suppose I am going to add the values here. So once I finish it, I am going to declare one more variable. So here one variable is required to keep the track of index and one variable that is to hold the sum. So sum is equal to 0. And this means the perform the addition of all element we will do. Say for I is equal to 0 again, I should be less than 5 and now I plus plus. And inside it I will write sum is equal to sum plus x of I. Okay. And at the end, whatever the result is there, simple print the result. So result print means what? Simple put the value of the sum on the output screen like this. So here just check out, right? So my first execution. So in first execution, the value of I is equal to 0, the value of sum is 0, right? Now sum is equal to 0 plus x of I. What is that value present at x of 0? It's a 5. So 0 plus 5, right? So my first sum result after execution of first, the sum result is 5. Now when the value of I is get incremented by 1, I is equal to 1, sum is now equal to 5. Now this 5 plus I of 1, that is what? 3. Now it is what? Sum is equal to 3. So in this way, the value of I is equal to last 4 and the value that x of 4 is say 4 here. So all these elements are get added together and the result finally assigned to this sum variable, and sum variable is now going to display the result. So in this way, this is a logic to implement this program. So let us see this program in the programming. See this window. So consider this program, right? So here I am going to declare this int x of 5, that is an integer array, then the variable I to keep the track of all the elements, and then sum is equal to 0. Then printf enter array elements, right? So now I am going to enter the elements for this array. So for that scanf %d ampersand x of I. So 0 to 4, so total 5 elements I am going to put here, and then whatever element that I have inserted, now I am going to display all these elements here. And once we do it, simple sum is equal to sum plus x of I. That is the addition now I am going to produce. Okay. So let us consider the step-by-step execution for this. So first in a single stroke we will run it out, and then again we will go with the step-by-step execution. Say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are my total 5 elements that I am putting in an array. So the moment at which I am going to enter it, whatever the entered array elements are there, all these array elements now I am putting here, or that get displayed. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and its addition. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15. So finally the addition is there. So let us cross check this step by step. Right, so check here. Initially the garbage value x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3 and x of 4. This is the element, the 5 element array. Go with the stepwise execution. So now initially I is equal to 0, so the first value that I am going to enter is say 1. Now the 1 is get present here. Now the x of 1 value is 0. Let's go with the next. Right, I values get incremented by 1, so means it is now going to access this x of 1 location. Just enter the second value. Say I am going to put the second value as a 2. Right, so the 2 is there with me. The 2 is there with me. Then third. So value 3. Then the value of I, that is I of 3 means we are dealing with the fourth location. I am going to enter the value as a 4. Then again the next and the last value that I am going to enter as a 5. Right. So once I finish it, check it out. It goes on displaying all the elements one by one, and after completing it, now it is reaching to this statement. So now sum is equal to initially 0. So now what will happen? Sum 0 plus x of 0, that is 1. These two will be get added together and the result 1. The 1 is get assigned to this. Now next what will happen? This 1 plus 2. So the x is sum is going to hold the 3. Then the next 10 and now 2. Okay, right. So in this way we are getting the output. We have accessed the elements for an array. What we did, simple, first I am going to enter the 5 elements, then I am going to add all elements together here, right? And finally we are producing the result. So in this way we can add the elements present in an